Hey, it's Joe Malone, and we are talking Mohawk hockey. And joining us is co-head coach Brad Bissig. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me.
So the last weekend opened up with Omaha coming to Mason City, to the Mason City Arena. And we're going to start with varsity, and then we'll talk a little bit of JV here. But Friday night, it was a first period power play goal. I think kind of one of the first opportunities for Omaha, and they got one in. And then the Mohawks were holding tight for a good chunk of that game until a couple of quick goals in the third period. Tell me your thoughts on the start to the season on Friday night.
The start was good. I mean, I thought we came out fast. Obviously, like you say, we gave up a power play goal there at the beginning of the game. Kind of set the tone a little bit. We didn't budge, though. I guess we kept fighting hard, playing through. Our main problem, I guess, that game was we just couldn't get one past the goalie.
Yeah, and there were opportunities there on Friday night, but it was just an inch this way, an inch that way, coming off a stick the way you didn't want it to go. But the opportunities were there.
Yeah, we had a ton of scoring chances. Guys were coming off the bench. You could hear them talking, man, I just missed, opportunities were there. I just kept telling them to stay hungry, keep doing the same things, get into the right positions and keep firing the puck on net, and hopefully one will go in.
Now, the pucks did start to go into the net on Saturday as it was game 2 against Omaha. Omaha winning this one again 4-3. And besides 2 early goals, the Mohawks were pretty quick to answer back each goal in each period, not wasting much time to try and get things closer to even.
Yeah, I thought we came out with the same intensity, the same effort and attitude. Our attitudes were good all weekend. There was never a moment where we thought we were out of the game, to be honest with you. And we just kept fighting. And then, like you say, we found the back of the net a couple times. And as the old saying says, once you find it once, the door kind of opens a little bit wider the next time.
Now, do want to mention JV was a 6-1 victory for Omaha Friday night, 9-0 on Saturday night. Talk to me a little bit about managing time for players between JV and varsity and what you're doing to try and keep the leg strength there.
We do have, I think there's maybe 5 or 6 kids that just play JV. And that's kind of their role on the team. There are maybe 3 to 4 kids that play both ways. At the beginning of the game, in the JV game, I don't really hold the lines up any bit or whatever. Some of the guys that do play more varsity minutes in the varsity game than some of the other guys won't play the third period. So they'll play the first 2 periods of the JV game, and then they'll have a period to go in their locker room and rest with the varsity guys.
And does that provide any opportunity or any challenges for the rest of the JV squad?
A little bit of both. I would say obviously more opportunity because you have less guys to be going out on the ice, so you're getting more shifts, so you're getting more opportunities on the ice to make things happen and to kind of to prove your role or move up and down in the lineup as you speak. Challenges. It's also challenging though because you could be in a game and some of those guys that do play varsity might be your top JV guys that are there to put pucks in the net and produce some goals and without them sometimes you kind of lack a little bit of that skill.
Now, do you see opportunity for kids to make that transition from I'm a JV guy to I'm a varsity guy? Is there room for that? I mean, it's early in the season, obviously.
Yeah, like I tell the kids. The lineups are all on sticky things or on magnets, so they're interchangeable all year long. The only thing that we do have that's set in stone are we have 8 protected players that can only play varsity. I mean, so they can't play any JV, but of the other 22 kids, you could play JV 1 week only. The next week you could be one of them varsity guys. It kind of just depends on how practice goes and how you wind your way through the week.
Now let's talk about things that you were impressed by and things you saw that you thought, you know what, we can improve on this. Let's get to work on that this next week at practice.
I was really impressed with the way we attacked the zone, attacked their defense, and put pressure on guys. Obviously, you've been in a few games last year, and we had more depth, so that allows for shorter shifts, guys to be fresh throughout the entire game. The speed never really slowed down from the start to the finish. As far as areas that I see for improvement as going into this week that we've been working on are getting more pucks to the net and jumping on rebounds, and positioning in our defensive zone. We were kind of letting some of their guys, Omaha's guys, walk around right up in the high slot and get wide open shots. So who's got that job of staying on them, or are you passing it off to another guy that's in the area, or just kind of like what's my job?
Well, it's all part of developing that team chemistry. It sounds like, this is where I'm at. This is where you need to be.
Yeah, exactly. And like you say, week one, I'm thoroughly impressed. We've come a long way, and some of these older guys that are just playing varsity have been waiting for that moment, and I think that's kind of the trend that we've seen over the last couple of years, and now it's just some guys are playing with different guys. And it's just, how am I going to mesh with them? Where do I need to be? Is he going to be there? Is he not going to be there? But
it'll get there.
It'll get there. It'll definitely get there. And obviously the sooner we can get there, the better off. But I think it's one of those things that takes time.
Now, up next for the Mohawks is the Des Moines Capitals coming to the Mason City Arena. A couple of Saturday matinee affairs, 1 o'clock for JV, 3 o'clock for varsity, and then Sunday morning, get the coffee ready, 9 o'clock in the morning for JV, 11 o'clock in the morning for varsity. And you see the Capitals as a good matchup for the Mohawks.
Yeah, the Capitals, even dating back to when I played in the early 2000s, the Capitals are a rival of ours. Always have been, probably always will. I told the boys, if we don't beat anybody all year long, we got to beat the Capitals. As far as the matchup goes, they're going to be tough. They're going to be fast. They're going to be able to put the puck in the net. But I think if we play like we played last weekend against Omaha, we're going to have a good matchup. Another good hockey game, fast, physical. Hopefully we can light the lamp a few more times than they do and get that first victory of the season, get that monkey off our back. But as long as we keep that energy up, then and that effort going, we're going to make strides throughout the year. It's not a sprint, really. It's a marathon. We got 32 games to go. 8 teams make the playoffs, so.
Well, it is weekend number 2 for the Mohawks, and also don't talk about the early 2000s being a long time ago. As a guy that graduated in the late 90s, it's not that long ago.
Joe, sorry.
Well, Brad Bissig, thank you so much for your time. Again, Mohawks host the Capitals Saturday, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, Sunday, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock at the Mason City Arena. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Joe.